welcome back to the David Lindsey podcast. Very fortunate to have my good friend Greg Clayton with me this morning.
I'm excited to be a part. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Man, our friendship goes back, 3-4 years?
At least.
It's not that long, but still, time flies.
It feels like a longer time because I think we hit it off right away, which is great, right?
Well, we met in the stands at the First Academy. Wrestling. Your son wrestled, and
there's nothing like bonding over wrestling.
Yeah. So what? We're waiting 8 hours to watch one match or something. Like what's going on here?
Yeah,
let's see what this guy's all about.
Oh my gosh,
no,
that's right.
And that's his transition to our friendship and getting to know more about each other. Yep. Occasional golf game.
That's right. You're much better at it than I am. I'm trying to get better.
But your passion for it.
I do have a passion for it.
You do definitely have a passion for it.
I've learned not to bet you because you always end up beating me.
That's
okay.
So
we don't do
very
that.
Competitive. That's very competitive.
Just a tad.
But I try to do it graciously.
Yeah,
no, we're not all the time.
Really.
Not really. But that passion that you have for golf and for your family, kind of that leads into everything that you got going on in your life, right? And I know you're passionate about leadership, so maybe we can start with that concept of leadership. And I don't want to focus on one thing because you're involved in so many things. But maybe just talk about your style of leadership and maybe those that have been involved in your life as a mentor and the leadership that they have bestowed upon you. I know you're a very faith-based guy, so obviously leadership comes from the ultimate source.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
God,
so
for sure.
I'll just be quiet and kind of let you focus and talk about that a little bit, and then we'll see where we go.
Yeah, I think it's a great place to start, right? I think one, everything comes from God. I believe that God has bestowed on all of us certain gifts, and He has a mission for all of us. And so I think leadership starts at home as well, right? I have an amazing wife and 2 kids, and if there's any crucible to learn about leadership, it's in a family, right? It's learning how to lead well, how not to exasperate your kids, but really being able to help them and guide them to being who God has called them to be. And the kids are different. I think that has been
for sure.
Right. Every kid is different.
Every kid is different,
and they come from the same. Right. I'm like, okay, hold on. They're in the same household. How is this completely different?
Yeah. I mean, you have a son and a daughter. And I'm sure they're completely different.
Completely different. They're both amazing, and I think that is the first, lesson in leadership is I have to meet them where they are. Right. I can't just say there's this one way to lead. There's this one way to parent. There's this one way, because that may not be the best for them.
No, and that can vary day to day.
Oh, very much day to day, year to year, day to day, year to year. It's where did that hormone come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been that has helped me, I think, as a leader, and then just taking that leadership and then into other aspects of my life, right? Whether it be a church, whether it be we have a nonprofit, at work, right? I mean, I'm an executive at Disney, and learning that something I tell the team, I'm the type of leader that I am an adaptive leader, but a servant leader as well. So I'm a servant leader. I'm here for you, but I adapt to what that individual needs, right? And
which is hard.
Difference. It is hard. And that's the call, though. I think good leaders understand that it's about people, right? Which is hard, right? It's much harder to say, I'm here to support this team, or I'm here to support this person.
Because a lot of those people are resistant.
That's it, right? Resistant, or there's things that they've grown up with that are difficult. Yeah. And so it's learning, hold on, that's not what's going to motivate this person, but it may motivate this person. Some people are like, just pay me. Yeah. I don't care, right? And then some people are like, no, I want to be recognized other ways. Like,
Absolutely.
So things like that. And just that's really helped me. And I've had great mentors along the way, starting with my own parents were great leaders in their own right. They had great work ethic as well. And then cared a lot about people. I think that has helped. I've had great leaders. One of my great mentors now is Lee Cockrell, who you know as well. Yeah. I think one of the most preeminent leaders. And he's always taught me that it is about people.
Well, it's interesting. Just some people may know Lee or may not know Lee. Just have a quick story about Lee. I was at a coffee shop that Lee frequents. And I was sitting behind him, and he was talking to a guy about whatever he was trying. He was helping him. You could tell from the conversation it probably wasn't somebody that he necessarily needed to be meeting with. And I just was impressed with the conversation. And Lee always carries that backpack around.
He does.
and it had his name and his website on it. So I immediately looked, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy, because he's got an impressive history with Disney.
Very impressive.
And and the fact that he was taking time to sit down with this guy who was just craving Lee's knowledge. He didn't have to be there. So I think that says volumes about his type of leadership and the mentorship that he's provided to you. And I know you guys meet on a regular basis, and that's, I think that's a little bit apart what leadership is.
It is. He's generous. He's generous
and
with
he's
his
genuine.
time. Yeah, he's genuine. That's right. Genuine and generous.
Yeah.
And which is amazing because you don't know.
And hard to find.
That, right?
No. Yeah, exactly.
It's easy to find. And it's funny. Like he puts his mobile number like on his stuff. So people have texted him and called him. I'm like, Lee, that's a little bit, out there. But,
and then you talk to him like, I'm going to have to be in Europe next week because I got to do some leadership conferences for these Fortune 50 companies. I'm like, oh, okay. Exactly. Unbelievable. But talk a little bit about leadership and some of the buckets that you are vested in. Maybe let's start with the church because I know there's been some big leadership changes for you there.
That's right.
And kind of, obviously you've been involved with the real life church for a while.
That's right.
And how you felt led to take this role, even despite
all the
everything else that you are involved with.
Yeah, it's a great question. So, I mean, I have been with the Real Life Church at least, maybe 13, 14 years. Our kids have grown up there. And I helped them launch their online campus a long time ago. Yeah. Then I've been an elder at the church. So I've just been around the church for a long time. And they have multiple campuses. The main one's in Claremont. Then they have an Orlando campus and a Mount Dora campus. And then, of course, online. And so we've been frequenting the Orlando campus and just really serving there, pouring into that Orlando campus. And there was a great young pastor and young couple there that were leading there. And they felt that they were driving a long way. They lived out in Claremont, actually past Claremont. So they were driving into Orlando every day and things like that. And so they just felt like the season for them leading that church, the Orlando campus, was coming to an end. And so, we had talked about it. And then as a group, we interviewed, some people as well. But I just felt like if those didn't work out, that I was the one that was supposed to kind of step up and just help us in the season. And so, that's what happened. It was funny because all of the different interviews, they were, we got to an offer with some, they just all fell through. Yeah. Which was, hey, it was God's plan, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I think what has helped me in that is my job is not to be in, to go and change everything and day to day, but it really is, and this is with everything I lead, it's actually for me to enable people to do what God has called them to do, or whatever in whether it's Disney, whether it's church, whether it's these things, I don't have to do it all. I've learned that because I used to burn myself out and be just like, oh my gosh.
But I think that's
so
just
exhausted.
a man thing.
That's right, because we think we need to do it all, right? It's funny,
and we can't.
Right? Literally, I was just talking to my wife, and this is just a little microcosm, but I have a dinner tonight with another executive that is in town from, he was an executive, anyways, from Disney that is in Orlando, and I was like, we're gonna go out to dinner and things like that. I was like, I'm gonna call and book a reservation. She goes, you're gonna call and book a reservation? Like, why are you doing? I was like, me, man. I just sometimes just want to do things myself, and so you need to learn to be able to put some of those things off. So, But it's been great. The staff at the church is excited.
You only chose the biggest Sunday of the year to go ahead and start preaching on Easter Sunday.
My first Sunday was Resurrection Sunday. It was amazing. It really the whole.
Did you feel comfort? Did you feel peace?
I did feel peace. That's how right?
Yeah.
I always feel nerves before, right? And so I felt nervous before, but as soon as I stepped up there and just because I knew it wasn't about me, right? I think when you make things about yourself, then you're cognizant of, what do I look like? What am I saying? And
that's very
when
true.
It's about, hey, I'm just here to help people, then you just let it go, And so that helped me to just be at peace, that it's not about the Greg show. I have no delusions of grandeur. I'm not trying to be some mega, I just am there to serve and help people. Yeah. And I think that's my leadership style. I'm not.
Yeah. And so leadership changes then,
That's right.
So
that's right.
Let's transition your leadership style now for a passionate project that you've been working on for a year or two now with with the nonprofit.
That's right.
Let's talk about what it is. What you're trying to do.
Yeah, WVIP Kids.
Yeah,
it is
where that came from and why.
It is this one's a labor of love, and it's been. And the cool thing is, I've had to learn, because I'm a pusher. Like I want things to go and go fast, but this has been one that it's like.
You've had to
slow down, take step after step, because it's such a big initiative and the impact will be huge. But so WVIP Kids, we're opening really children's homes in Orlando. The first one, well, let me back up. I'll tell you how it came about. I remember reading this book called Renting Lacey. And, for those listening, it is a book that I encourage you to read, but just be prepared. Right. Yeah. It will shake you up, and it's about sex trafficking. And I remember reading it and being like, oh my gosh, like why? Right. Yeah. Like, how's this happening? Yeah. Why is this happening still? And then it just put me on this journey. And that was like 2018, 2019, something like that. I read the book, and then and it's actually from a senator. Her name is Linda Smith. And so my wife and I have been supporting the organization, sending money, things to that effect. And then COVID hit. And during COVID, everything was silent. Yeah. Right? I mean, we stopped working. Yeah. And I remember just sitting and writing out a plan. I believe God was leading me to just write out a plan for how do we help as many kids as possible. And that was how WVIP Kids was born. Right? Yeah. It's really to open up children's home to just take care of as many kids as possible, right? And that's part of our vision is, we won't stop until draw down a little bit more. Obviously, it's to take care of kids, but it's kids, foster kids that have aged out. Well, right? Both, right? Also, good question. So our goal is to be able to meet the needs of all kids at all ages, right? And so to launch, we're starting with high school age kids. We're following a model that Orange County follows, but on the facility, we'll be able to house kids eventually from kindergarten all the way to high school, and then have a separate facility on the property for kids that age out. Right? Okay. And so because they can't intermingle, that's fine. But Orange County, they have a facility here locally that they have the regular kids there, and then they have a separate building that for the kids that age out, and we're going to follow that model. Okay. But as we launch, we're going to start with high school age, and then as we grow, and our hope is to start with 12 kids. We found the facility, which is great. We have a great location.
Well, it's affiliated
with the church. With the church. It's actually a building. Yeah. So they have two buildings. Yeah. It just totally worked out perfectly. Yeah. And so
in downtown in the Soto area, right?
Yeah. That's right. And we have architect. I'm meeting with the architect actually Friday.
Good.
They're going to be getting the plans drawn up to basically turn the facility that used to be like a school, and so we're changing the classrooms into like living quarters and things to that effect. And so it's been a labor of love, but again, putting the right people in place. You've been instrumental in helping us meet a lot of people. Yeah. And for your listeners that don't know, you're like the biggest connector I've ever met. So amazing, and you have a great heart. And so I know that you've helped us connect us with a lot of good people. Is
it like WVIPkids.com? Is that where if you
people
want .org? Sorry, okay.
That's right. No, it's a great, and it stands for We're Very Important Kids.
Oh, okay.
Which is important. And then the other dopamine is Without Vision I Perish. I think just from a scriptural perspective, we want to have every kid that comes through, that we want to give them a new vision for what their life can be and what it should be, right? Mm-hmm. None of these kids should ever have been without families. Like, it's just a basic...
It's such a shame.
Right? It's a shame, right? And so, and our goal is not just to provide them a home. Like, everyone should have a roof over them. I mean, what are we doing here? And so, especially the kids, but really helping them, give them back hope, right? Giving them a vision, partnering with companies like Disney, partnering with companies that will help not only give them some vocational training, things like that. On the property, we're also going to have a trade school there, that, a facility that we can have teaching them carpentry and electrician, to become an electrician. So things like that we'll also partner with, because I don't know how to teach anyone to do plumbing, right? But we'll partner with other companies that will come in and teach them. And every kid will have tutors.
By the way, remind me after this. Mm-hmm. I have a guy that I want to introduce you to for the trades. I was just talking to him yesterday.
Perfect. Great.
He wants to help you.
I need the help. And see, that's what always happens. So I think back to the leadership thing. Yeah. If I felt like everything in all of these areas I'm supposed to do myself, I would die.
Yeah.
I would never be, like, I wouldn't sleep at night, you
right.
know?
Yeah.
But I just believe that happens. Like what you just said, it happens, right?
Yeah,
and
it does.
It's just for me to take the next step, which is why I've had to learn to slow down. Because where I'm like, oh, I want this opened in a year. And people are like, oh, slow down. But when it opens, it will be just the right time. And
just the right
leadership
time.
Is. Mm-hmm.
And to your 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Let's talk, because leadership's got to be much different the Disney.
Yeah, the culture there.
No, I mean, listen, Disney's a great company.
It's an amazing company.
Disney's been around for, 70 years, 75 years.
Yeah.
And I think they just celebrated their 75th, right? Yeah. Last year or year before, or something.
Year before, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. And it is amazing. You know, it's funny. We had this.
But you went from one department to another.
I did just recently. And that's the cool thing about Disney. So, I mean, I tell people that Disney is the most unique company I've ever seen. Because if you think about it, let's just look at resorts.
Yeah.
Right? Their resorts, just that business has as many rooms as sometimes your Marriotts of the world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's a business in of itself. Mm-hmm. But then our restaurants are bigger than Red Lobster, right? But Red Lobster has this many restaurants, but they serve the same thing in all their restaurants. Every single restaurant at Disney is different.
No,
right?
and the experiences.
And the experience is different. Exactly, right? And so it's the most complex business that I've ever seen. Yeah. And then we have a full-on zoo. You know what I mean? And it's probably one of the premier zoos in the world. You know what I mean? Animal Kingdom and things like that. So you think about what we do there. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
The leadership there is great. But again, it also then offers the ability to move around the organization. And it's almost like you're moving into a new company, but it allows you to keep your seniority and keep things like that. Right. So I don't have to move to another company to
and give you a new challenge, right?
Yeah, right? It's a new challenge. And as you can tell, like, I like doing a lot of things. So sitting in a role for more than 5 years, that's going to be
You're ready to go.
That's going to be tough for me, right?
So talk a little bit about your new role with Disney and what that looks like for you.
It's such a dynamic role. And so now I'm the executive of what we call our worldwide safety systems technology. And safety, not in safety as in security, like preventing someone from coming in the door and stuff like that, but really your health safety, injuries, food safety, some of those things like OSHA recordable kind of things. And there's so much technology that is around all of that, right? Protecting our guests on attractions, protecting our guests when they're in the park, you know what I mean? Slip, trips, and fall, like things to that effect. Behind all of those things are technology, right? I mean, there's technology that is new, right? There's the old technology, like, hey, we're going to do audits of the different attractions. We're going to have checklists to make sure we're monitoring our food, all of those things, monitoring even things like freezers, right? I mean, think about this, and this is things that people don't even think about. Yeah. But we have all of these walk-in freezers and fridges.
Thousands,
right? Can you imagine if we didn't have a process and technology to say, we need to check just the emergency features, that if someone gets stuck in there, we can't get them out?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's these things that people don't think about, but that's all safety related. And Disney is all about making sure that we are world class in safety. And so worldwide, our team now manages all the technology that supports all of those functions. And so it's exciting. And with the new technologies that are coming around, is a
lot of it now AI generated? Is that
not AI generated? I think as we move into the future, there's going to be a lot of AI supported, because you don't want to. You don't want to outsource your safety. Yeah, right. That's correct. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we have the technology that is efficient, but that still requires this human to make sure that, hey, these people are safe, our guests are safe, our cast is safe, and so I lead a team that we're doing a bunch of different things across the.
Do you work with, and you can slap me later if you don't like this question, but
I will.
Do you work with other partners in the area, like a Universal or SeaWorld, to see, maybe you've noticed things that they do from a safety protocol that you see working, and say, hey, can we kind of talk and figure out a way that we can collaborate on that, or is that just kind of off limits?
No, it's such a great question because it is the only, and I'm pretty sure I can say this, is it's the only discipline at Disney where it's not about we need to protect this information.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, our goal is to keep everyone safe. So if there's
Orlando, you got 80 million people coming here.
That's right. I actually don't want anyone to get injured at Universal or SeaWorld or anywhere in the attraction. It hurts
the entire destination.
And it hurts the entire industry, right? Somebody gets hurt at one of the Cedar Fair, like it hurts the industry.
Because y'all get put into one bucket.
That's right. Oh man, attractions are unsafe, right? And so I think what we
like if one bus crashes, every bus company's terrible.
That's right, terrible, right? And so we have decided as a company, and my leader, Greg Hale, has really spearheaded a lot of, sharing of knowledge through things like IAPA, through things like partnerships, even like vendor partnerships to say, hey, let's really look at how we can work together to even develop something that you can market out to the world, And so we've really tried to use our ability to see all kind of different scenarios to benefit the entire industry. So, which is great. I think that's a good way to think about safety.
What is your like when you were brought into this role? Do they give you kind of a generic? What do you see this department looking like in a year from now, 5 years from now? Is that something? Because it changes. I would think it changes so quickly now with the technology.
It does. It's almost like the role requires, I think, as from a leadership perspective, to understand what's happening in the present, but be seeing around the corner for where we can be, right? Because at the end of the day, the goal is anything we're implementing has to make sure that it's moving at the same speed to keep people safe as the industry is moving, right? Yeah. And so as attractions change, as the amount of guests that are coming in change, that food delivery, like all of the things that's understanding, how do we make sure that what we're providing metrics that make it easier to support? How do we give the tools to our safety partners? Because we have a complete safety organization that takes care of, the cast and guest as well, right? How do I make sure that they are enabled to make sure that they are putting in the things in place to make people safe?
You guys can do everything you can to protect the guests, but how do you educate the guests? Because they're here on vacation and they're oblivious to whatever's happening around them. How do you disseminate that information? Is it through the app, or is it on the rides? Is it
a little bit of both? I think all, and I think that's the key, right? Is how do we give a 360 view to make sure, like even things that are easy, right? Don't get out of the attraction.
Yeah,
like the basics. I know you dropped your hat.
Right.
It's not wise to jump out to go get your hat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll get it at some point, right? Don't do that. So it's education. It's education on, hey, that hat is not worth your life. You know? And if you get out on a moving attraction, there's a possibility, right? And so it's just things like that, and us making it also to where it's harder to do that, to get out, or being able to do that. So it's holistic. And same thing for our cast. We want to make sure our cast is safe. The things that they're doing on a daily basis it's a lot.
Obviously, we hit on it a little bit, but in leadership now, I know your family is important, but talk about the support that your wife has to give you.
Yeah.
I know she's all in with the nonprofit,
That's
right?
That's right.
But she's probably like, man, Greg, what are you getting me into now? Now you're going to be a pastor, obviously talk about the support that and how important it is for your wife and you both to be aligned as to what you want to do and get accomplished.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, I remember hearing this, that one of the two most important decisions that you make in your life is when you're going to follow Jesus and who you're going to marry.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that's true. Right. Both of those are really critical. And I have a great wife, and we are coming up on 23 years married, which is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Been a journey, but she has supported me, fully through this journey, even my journey of learning on how to lead.
Yeah. Well, that journey never ends.
No, right? And so I used to be like, I'm signing us up for everything. And so she's been on that roller coaster with me. But even as we move into this new season, I think it's learning to have the conversations up front, right? And making sure we're aligned before I go jump, right?
Yeah,
And so even with the being a pastor thing, like we talked about it multiple times, even before it was like, if it's like, hey, this is a possibility. Like, what do we think here? And so, and then through prayer and things like that. But she's been a great support. She's been a great foundation for our family, for our kids. She's worked outside of the home. She's worked inside of the, I mean, she has had her own business in her own real estate and development side. And so it's just been a great partnership.
Yeah,
and we continue to partner, right?
Of course.
We're doing things, holistic.
And you guys are going to be empty nesters here soon.
Yeah, in about a couple months, man, which is like, whoa.
Do you look forward to that, or do you? I mean, it's sad because you're like, oh my gosh, there goes Marley.
Yeah,
and that's
and I love my son. I love my daughter. I love both of them. But it's gonna be a new season. Like we're happy for them to be like, hey, you're off and doing your thing and seeing what it looks like. I actually had these thoughts that, we're just gonna travel all the time and do this, but I have all this stuff on my plate. So it's like, okay, I added things. And
now we can't play golf anymore together.
Yeah, no, we need to find time for that. Like, let's just be. I actually said this thing to my mom, like, I just, even balance. So so the truth is, I have. Because people are like, well, how are you doing all this? How are you going to burn? I do believe we all need rest.
You have to.
And so I have, pretty much tried to block out my Saturdays and just say, this is my day of rest. I'm not doing anything but whatever. Like this is Greg's day. This is my day, right? Or I'm going to hang with the family. Maybe we go to the parks. Maybe we do something like that. But really, it's or go golf. Last Saturday I went golf.
Well, the sad thing is, I just saw that they're going to be redoing LBV. So now that wonderful view of yours is going to be.
I did see that. I just want you to know.
Like, oh my gosh, I saw you and they're like, wait a minute, now LBV is going to be.
I couldn't believe it. I had to laugh because with my new office being right next to it, I was like, oh, this is perfect. You know? If I ever want to go pop over there, but they're redoing it. But we still have 2 other courses,
of course.
And if somebody ever wants to invite me to their course, I
Absolutely.
think I might be good enough to play there. I won't tell your listeners that your audience.
Are you talking about me, Greg?
I don't know. There's somebody who hasn't invited me to play at their course yet.
Oh my goodness!
So I think maybe you can do that.
Now you don't have any time. I asked you last week. You said I don't have time to golf anymore.
I don't think you invited me to play at your course.
If I would have made a difference.
It would have.
And is that another form of leadership?
I'm dropping out here for the world to hear.
Exactly. That's so funny.
So I would like everybody to send you emails and say, when are you going to have Greg?
What is your email again, Greg?
Yeah.
Then you can let me know.
I want them to send it to you. Exactly.
Well, listen, man, I really appreciate our friendship and appreciate you coming out today. I know you're busy. As everybody hears today, you got a lot going on. And certainly wish you the best with WVIP, kids and with your family and with Disney and with the church. And am I missing anything? I mean, that's like 4 things. Do you have 5? I don't know.
There might be a 5th one in there, but that's all right.
Yeah. But I'm here to help you with anything you got going on. But I'll talk to you offline about what we got, some of those other things.
Definitely.
But
you've been a great friend.
Thank you so much, man.
Definitely. Thank you, man.
Today,
Appreciate you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you, man.